Hi guys, welcome to or welcome back to my channel. I'm Nia and I post weekly videos around Slimming World and around weight loss. So last week I received this comment and I really wanted to respond to it basically in a little bit more detail. So it says, "You make it look so easy, I don't know why I find it so difficult." Okay, so the reason I wanted to reply to this just in a bit more detail is I've had my own battles with weight loss over the years, so I really never want you to think that weight loss is a breeze for me, because it's really not. So in fact, I'm going to share something I've not shared with many people, and it really is a bit embarrassing. So this girl, that's me at size 20, who weighed 16.5 stone, was so out of control with her eating that I once did a really big healthy shop, and then I took all of my cash, all of my bank cards to my sister's house, and I handed them over to her so that it was impossible for me to buy junk food or takeaways. That's how addicted to junk food I was, and just how hard I found it was to diet. But over the years, I found little tips, little tricks that have personally made things easier for me when I'm losing weight. So without further ado, here are 5 things I find that have really helped me succeed with both Slimming World and just with weight loss in general. So I hope that they help you, and if you'd like to see more of this sort of content, please do subscribe to the channel. I'm posting videos every week. So number 1, my first tip is to prep your kitchen for success. Now I'm sure we all know the obvious from Slimming World, their Bible, which basically says you need to highlight all the free foods, the healthy extras, and make sure that you plan all your meals and write a list before you go shopping. Now obviously that's all really good advice. However, when I say you need to prep your kitchen for success, I'm going to talk you through what's really worked for me. Now, I don't know if you've read this book. It's called Atomic Habits, and if you haven't, I highly recommend it. Basically, it talks about how you can create good habits and how you can get rid of bad ones. Anyway, one of the key points it says is if you want to stick to a new good habit, you need to make it both easy and attractive. So that's exactly how I prep my kitchen for Slimming World success. So what do I mean by that? Well, there are multiple meals that I know I'll happily eat time and time again. For example, I love having chocolate oats, well, chocolate porridge, which I make using Options hot chocolate, the oats obviously, and milk. Now I love this breakfast because I know it's using my healthy extras, it's just 2 sins, and it's really, really sweet. I've got a sweet tooth. However, with a baby, I'm a new mum, rushing round in the morning with getting my healthy extras might sound like it's not going to be a big deal, but maybe he's crying and all of a sudden it's easier to grab a croissant on the go. So how do I avoid it? Well, at the start of the week, I prep my kitchen for success. So that means I'm going to pre-weigh 40 grams of oats, 11 grams of Options hot chocolate, and I have like a grab and go system for my measuring my milk. Now my good habit is easy, it's attractive, and I always stick to it. And you can do this with so many meals, for example, batch cooking mince in the evenings. So now I'm less inclined to grab a takeaway when I'm having a bad day. So number 2 is don't leave snacking up to chance. Now this point really ties into point 1, so I'm not going to go over it for too long, but if you're like me and snacking is your downfall, you want to be prepared for snackcidents. So for me, the best way to do this is just to plan ahead. I use these grab and go containers, which I make up in advance, and I either make them completely sin-free or just really low sin using my healthy extras. Then if I'm feeling snackish or on an evening, peckish, out and about, or if I'm just quite simply bored, I reach for my snack box. Now, one final point, I got the little meal prep containers you can see from Amazon. I just searched reusable meal prep containers. And point 3 is drink all the drinks. So yeah, you want to drink all the drinks, and luckily on Slimming World we are absolutely spoilt for choice when it comes to drinks. Drinks are great obviously because they fill you up between meals, they can prevent you snacking, so I'll try and reach for a drink before I reach for food. I'm not a tea and coffee drinker, but if you do drink these, you've got the sin-free options of black coffee, black tea, you've got fruit and herbal teas of course. And of course you can add milk and sin it, or you can use it as part of your healthy A allowance. But for me, I really love the no added sugar squash, which is sin-free, and all of the sugar-free diet drinks, which are sin-free too. I especially love the ones which include caffeine. Obviously I have a young child, and when I've been up half the night, that's really helpful. And I love the low sin hot chocolates like options hot chocolates, which are just 2 sins. So my point here basically is drinks can fill you up, so make sure you use them to your advantage, especially if you don't want to use your sins or you have none left. Point number 4, get your hot girl walk in. So a while ago there was this trending hashtag on TikTok called a hot girl walk. So what's a hot girl walk? Basically, it's an outdoor walk where you think about what you're grateful for, your goals and how you want to achieve them, and of course how hot you are. Now obviously, going on a daily walk and thinking about how hot you are, even if you don't feel it, is going to be great for your Slimming World goals. But what I really want to talk about here is the importance of getting your steps in. Now, before you switch off and think, yeah, okay, I've heard it all before, I need to get 10,000 steps a day in, I want you to consider basically just doing one simple thing which really helped me. Now, I don't have a fancy Fitbit or an Apple Watch, but what I do have is I've downloaded this free pedometer app. Now, the great thing about this app is A, it counts your steps, which I find are pretty accurate, and B, you can get a widget to display your steps on your lock screen, which updates throughout the day, and it basically, I feel, just makes you more mindful. So having your steps on your lock screen, I feel, is just such a great motivator. I aim to reach 10,000 every day. Admittedly, I don't always meet this, but I try to get out and about every day, whatever the weather, always walking with my little best friend, and the steps soon add up. And I find that really helps with my weight loss, which is great because I'm definitely not a gym goer. Point 5, motivate yourself. So how do you motivate yourself with Slimming World? If you go to a group, you'll be working towards your physical certificates, but if you don't, or even if you do, it might be helpful to have daily motivators. So this one sounds silly, but you can use this idea or whatever works for you. Why not use like a reward chart? You can get a nice cheap option, like a kiddie one, or something visual like a habit tracker. This one's just from Amazon, and you can tick off whether you've met your daily Slimming World goals. Also, I think it's really important you celebrate your weight loss milestones. So if a physical or a digital certificate doesn't do it for you, why not say to yourself, at a stone, I'll allow myself that treat I've been wanting, whether it's, you know, something edible over your sins or like a spa treatment, whatever your feel good is, you can use it as a motivator. And one final bonus tip, which kind of follows on, but I feel it needs to be said, make sure you use all of your sins when you need to. They're obviously there for a reason. Hope you've enjoyed the video. I know it was a little different this week. What do you want to see more of? More what I eat in a day videos, different Slimming World topics? Please let me know in the comments. And if you have liked this video and you found it helpful, please give it a like and a subscribe. I'm posting every week. Thanks so much for watching, and see you next week.